In this video, I'm going to attempt to explain to you what took me what feels like forever. And if I actually came across a video like this when I first started out my online coaching business, I would have been forever grateful, because in my eyes it just makes sense now. It never used to, because it's a process like with anything, right? If you're learning something new, it's going to take some time. There will be an adjustment period, there will be a learning process, and setting up an online coaching business is no different to those sort of ideas. So yes, this is the Freedom System, a system that I've created, and it's off the back of what my other mentors have actually trained me to implement into my business. And essentially it's the break-even back-end model. So what does that mean? Just think this as a lead sales generation process that anyone needs in their online coaching business. And there are three main components, okay? So as just mentioned, one is the lead generation process. If I just put lead gen. So basically getting clients into your system. And then the second part of the Freedom System is the sales process. So the journey that your potential prospects go through in order for them to buy from you at the end of that sales process. And then the third part of the Freedom System is your program delivery. So I would suggest that you make notes. So program delivery. Excuse my writing, the board keeps moving. These are the three main steps, the three chunks that we're going to be discussing in this video today. So where do they all fit into this Freedom System concept? So the lifeblood of any business, whether you're offline or online, clients and sales. You need clients to buy from you in order to make money, but it goes hand in hand. You need to be offering a service or a product, but in our case a service that people want to buy. So there's so many moving parts to this system, but essentially the front end of our model here is T for traffic. Now this can be done organically or through paid means. I would never suggest that you put money into paid marketing unless you have something that you've tested and that you've tweaked and that you know exactly works so well to the point of knowing your numbers. Only then you would supercharge your system. You wouldn't go put in a turbo on a car if you didn't test the brakes on that particular car. And it's the same with this. I wouldn't even suggest, obviously you can do whatever you want, you might have loads of money to like splash out and dabble with things like Facebook and YouTube as paid marketing means. However, I just wouldn't suggest it. For me, and the way I come across in my coaching, is that I actually just suggest you test out organic methods first, see what works. And in that process as well, you get to know about yourself, you get to know more about your clients as well, what makes them tick, what makes you tick. And then once you know exactly your numbers, as mentioned, you can then start putting money into a process that's measured and that you know can give you results. And that is the beauty of Facebook and other platforms like YouTube when it comes to marketing. So T for traffic, if I put O or P, I would obviously eventually, once you have a system that works, do a combination of organic and paid strategies when it comes to advertising, but to start off with, just O for organic. And then what we need to do as part of the lead generation process is then get them into an opt-in page. Now you might have heard of this already. I've put OP, opt-in page. So this is a landing page. You might be familiar with a term called landing page. However, if you're brand new, absolutely fine. You know, there are coaches out there, just like myself as well, that can quite easily explain to you what a landing page is. But basically, you want people to be opting into your free lead magnet or ethical bribe or whatever it is that you want to offer, like a snippet. You need to be able to offer something to your potential clients to give them a taste of what you are there to offer them. So if you're a weight loss coach, you might want to offer a free week into your gym. but obviously we're online coaching here in this course, so you might want to offer a free consultation. It could be that you're a back and neck pain specialist and you might want to offer someone a week's worth of exercises to alleviate their back or neck pain, you know, depending on where you are. But basically you want someone to opt in into your service as a complimentary service that you're offering, so they can get a taste to see if they want to maybe in the future work with you. So yeah, this is where you capture emails. More about email capturing later on in other courses and trainings that I do, but essentially it's all about growing your email list, and this is the place that you do it. And if I just get another different coloured pen, this then highlights that first part of the system. There we are. So the leads generation, and that's what you build on. And you can create your landing pages in ClickFunnels. Again, more about ClickFunnels in other videos, not in this particular training, but check out my YouTube channel for all the information that you would need on ClickFunnels. ClickFunnels completely revolutionised my life. A few years ago I had used ClickFunnels, however I've jumped back onto them with a few years in between as a gap, and now that I really do fully understand the power of something like ClickFunnels, it is just amazing. But you can do this as an opt-in page through other ways. There are obviously other organisations and companies that do offer lead page capturing systems. However, ClickFunnels is my firm favourite, and I would only encourage people to use what I pay for myself. You could do this with paid traffic or organic into a landing page, you know, like ClickFunnels, or you could do it with MessengerBot. And again, this is not anything for me to explain in this video, but more than happy to explain in other videos. However, the whole point here is to capture emails. And you might be doing this already, but just through direct messaging, or it could be you have just a few emails and using MailChimp and you'll just maybe send a few emails here and there. However you're doing it, most people are collecting emails, but this is where you need to know your numbers. So we're looking here for a 50% conversion. Now, quite easily done if we're using MessengerBot, but again, not really for this video. I'll explain in another video. Not in this course, but another another course that I do. But if we aim to get 50%, then you've got a target. If it's lower than 50%, then you know you need to work on your offer, which is your paid advert here, or your organic advert, or you need to maybe look into your opt-in page. But this is the first number that you need to work on. And now from here, the lead generation, we then go into the second phase. I'll just get my pen back, which is going to be the sales process. So here, I always recommend that you have a sales process of between 1 and 14 days. Now this could be a number of things. It could be a free challenge. It could be a webinar. It could be a workshop. It could be an event. It could be a live training, a Q&A on Facebook. It could be a JV, joint venture, partnership, anything. If you're driving a cold person who doesn't know who you are, they're not going to buy from you. It's going to be very hard to convert them. So this is like the journey they need to go through. And a 1 to 14 day sales process as a window, a time frame, is the best thing for you to offer. So depending on where you are, what your niche is, you've probably seen challenges a lot on Facebook because they're powerful, that's why. You've probably been in a webinar or a few yourself in recent months. You've probably had a training a bit like this. This is also a sales process as well, but this is what we work on. But this is just obviously a very I want you to get the basics here. So that is SP, the sales process, and then from here, this is our second number for us to work on. You want to get a conversion rate of between 3 and 5%. So of the 50%, let's say you get 100 leads here, by the way. If you get 100 leads in, you want to convert at 50%, let's say 50 people, and you want 3 to 5% of those people to convert. This is the second number for you to work on, okay? 3 to 5%. If it's less, then obviously you need to keep working on your sales system. until you put some paid marketing into it. If you're doing more than 3 to 5% conversion on the sales process here, you are doing a fantastic job. Now here, there's always a bit of a thing. Do you do high ticket sales or do you do low ticket sales? It really just does depend on you. There is a bit of a learning process when it comes to charging more, because basically you charge what you perceive yourself worth to be. If you find that charging £2,000 to a client scares you, absolutely fine. I've been there before. It's a journey as a coach. You can totally charge £2,000 for your services, but it's a mindset thing. It's not a skill set, because anyone, as long as you're a couple of steps ahead of the person that you want to help, you can charge whatever your course you think is worth and what the market perceives it to be worth as well. That also comes into play. But however, you can charge as much as you want. The world's your oyster. So if you are feeling comfortable at charging a £2,000 price point for your course, that's something that we can work on, or any other coach as well that can work on with you as well. But you can also do the other end, because this is actually essentially the break-even back-end model. Let's just say as part of your sales process, you do want to do a consultation call, get them into a call and then sell on the call, which we can do. If you want to do that, that's also fine. But I like to splinter the services off into a DIY, do it yourself, a DWY, do it with you service, or a DFU, done for you. And this is where you can charge even higher. I recommend DIY, anything from like a few £100, maybe like you can sell, an online course instead of actually doing a one-to-one option. A DWY, done with you, that's when you do like a one-to-one coaching service, and a done for you is when you can actually help someone do something for them. If you're a weight loss coach, you can't obviously get someone you can't lose weight for them, so that may not work. But again, this is what we can have a talk about, or you can have a chat with another coach about. But basically, once you convert 3.5% of those people, you're then looking onwards to getting them to continue buying from you. So this ends up being the third figure that we concentrate on, a 75% conversion of those who have opted in. Because what you can do here is work on your LTV, your long-term value. And if you list here the months, let's just say an average of 6 months, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7 and onwards, you can actually charge £47 a month, £97 a month, £197 a month. Again, it just depends on your coaching services and how you can splinter it off. Again, there are other trainings that I offer that can help you work through that. But this is where you can make money off the back end, because if you know that you can convert at 3 to 5% of the 50% who've opted in, and you know you're working towards a 75% conversion, you can start paying for leads into your system. And this then essentially becomes your freedom system. So another point here, that's the lead gen, so this is the first phase. The second phase here is the sales process, SP, and this here is the delivery of your program. Delivery of program, I put DP, delivery program. And this is why you can charge high amounts. A done for you service can be 5, 10,000, 15,000. Again, it depends what sort of coach you are. A done with you could be easily £2,000 to £5,000 if you are coaching them on a one-to-one basis. Or if you don't feel comfortable charging those sort of prices yet, or you know you can help many people, then offer a DIY service, a do-it-yourself service. So you can have a Facebook group and a few videos that actually create a bit of a membership area, pretty much like what I've done with this video series myself. And you can coach people by, offering a Facebook group, and then charge a monthly fee of like £47 to £97 a month. Amazing. And then if you know that they stay between sort of 6 to 9 months, then you've made your money back. If you've got all these figures correct and you're working towards these conversions, that's when you can start putting money into your paid marketing efforts. So I always suggest actually is to get £200 as an upfront offer into your first program, and do that between 4 and 6 weeks, and then offer the monthly retainer that you're going to continue to coach them. £200, why? Especially if you're first starting out as well, it's affordable, and if you can get these conversion rates, then £200 is nothing to the majority of people. And then they'll be more than happy to pay the monthly fee, because they've gone through this process, they've gone through this whole customer journey, and they've gone from cold to warm to hot, and then they will stay with you. And then when you know you can retain these people, because 75% worth of 3 to 5% have actually continued to stay with you, this is how it works, and this is the system. This is where you'll get the freedom, the time flexibility, and the income, and you're making money off the back end. And for those people who don't opt in here, you've got all your email lists to then chase up, and that's for another video, another training video. And you've just got more opportunity to market to those people who didn't join at the front end. So can you see, guys, the power of this? It can really, really work for you. Now, there is a lot to take in, and I'm not saying this is easy to implement. This is why it takes time, because there's a lot of testing points for you to test on. But this is the beauty of doing or working on something like this in your online business, as opposed to maybe posting 3 times a day on your Facebook page or your business profile page, or you're going into groups and adding value. I'm not saying don't do that, and that's all part of the ecosystem that we talk about in a following video. However, you cannot measure what you're doing. Is it actually getting you the results? Because when someone does direct message you, you don't really have any way of knowing where they've come from. Is it because of a post that you've put out? You wouldn't know. Is it because of a YouTube video that you put out? You just don't know. But here, the numbers never lie, because you've got a controlled system that you can measure and tweak if you know your numbers, and if you know your LTV, your long-term value of your clients. So this is so powerful, guys. And you can actually accelerate results. You can even do the whole Facebook or YouTube advertising with a small test budget. You can actually get to know your market by putting in £100 if you really wanted to. And again, this is what I can teach you on if you're interested. 50% here, that is also a very achievable conversion, especially with other things like Messenger bot. But again, I won't throw you with all that in this video. But can you see this, guys? I'm hoping I've explained that well, because there's a lot to take on board, and it is quite a headache, I think, to get your head around. If it's all sounding quite overwhelming or confusing, then I get it, because I was there just where you are right now. And it will take time, and this is what I want, this is what I train people in the Facebook group, is just the freedom system. You get to understand that the fundamentals, the foundations, but when you get to know this, everything else just falls into place. And you'll find that this is the only thing that you'll be working on your business. And once you get this ticking over, it's up to you, you can either build another one for another business, or you can just scale up. And this is the beauty of when your paid marketing efforts come into play. So I hope that made sense. Again, any questions, then please catch me in the Facebook group. But yeah, here's to us in the next video.